Welcome to Just the Dis. My name is Brian Sauer, and we talk about Blu-rays here. I have a couple comedies from Kino Lorber to talk about today. They are both sort of screwball comedies from the 1980s, and I will start with Honky Tonk Freeway, which is a film by John Schlesinger, who did Midnight Cowboy, among other things. And this one is more like sort of an Altman meets Michael Ritchie, like Smile kind of vibe. Has a really great cast, including Beau Bridges, Hume Cronin, Beverly D'Angelo, William Devane, George DeZunda, Terry Garr, Howard Hessman, Geraldine Page, Jessica Tandy. Just a real great all-star cast about this small town in Florida called Ticklaw, which is governed by William Devane, who I'm a big fan of, and who has a great charisma in this film. In the commentary, they compare him to Bruce Dern in Smile, which I can totally see the comparison there. That totally makes sense to me. And I would say Nashville is another film that kind of, feels a bit like this. This is broader and goofier, definitely very 80s in its way, but Ticklaw is this town in Florida, and there's a new freeway about to run near the town, and they realize that they would really like to have a freeway exit off the freeway to allow their businesses to thrive, really. And they attempt to bribe the local, sort of government folk, and it doesn't work out, and so they are forced to do things their own way and really do some crazy stunts to try and get folks to come to Ticklaw, including painting the entire town pink and going further than that even. But you have sort of a disparate group of travelers heading down to Florida, and they sort of end up in Ticklaw one way or another. You have, a family with Terry Garr and Howard Hessman, with their son played by Peter Billingsley, and the daughter is one of the girls from Little Darlings. You have Hume Cronin and Jessica Tandy, an older couple traveling. You have some car thieves. You have a hitchhiker played by Daniel Stern. You have some bank robbers. And you have David Rash, who played Sledgehammer, is traveling with some girls. He's kind of a pimp type. So you have a disparate group, but it is really an enjoyable film to watch unfold. And William Devane is really, really great in it, and I really enjoyed him very much. This is a 4K restoration from the original camera negative, and it looks very good. The audio commentary is with producer Dan Boyd, with film historian Daniel Creamer, and film historian biographer Nat Segaloff. And it's really good stuff. I mean, it's always wonderful to have someone involved with the production so they can talk about the issues that may have come up. In this case, casting William Devane was something they really wanted to do, but he was not necessarily commercially viable as much as some other stars might have been, but they went to the mat for him. And so there's a lot of really great stuff in this commentary, and I think this film is underrated and been a bit maligned over the years. So I really appreciate that this Blu-ray has come out, and it's really a fun one if you're into sort of wacky, almost It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, but that's more the next movie kind of comedies. Not quite there, but broader, Altman-y, ensemble kind of movies. This is a lot of fun. Then we have $1 Million Mystery, which is directed by the great Richard Fleischer, who did a ton of films in the 50s, 60s, 70s. I mean, this is a director who worked a long time in a lot of different genres, and I'm a big fan of his. This is one of his later films. He got Jack Cardiff to shoot the film, which is a big deal. Jack Cardiff is one of the great cinematographers of all time. And it is very much an It's a Mad, 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 Mad World kind of movie, and sort of a Cannonball Run type thing, too. It was a promotional tie-in, co-production, co-something with Glad bags and Glad trash bags and Glad storage bags. You can see that featured prominently there, and they're featured prominently in the film in the beginning anyway. They don't go too hardcore, but that is part of the gimmick of this film. Apparently producer Dino De Laurentiis saw a line of people waiting to buy lottery tickets, and he was like, what, if a movie could capture the excitement of that, that would be really something. And so this is what he came up with based on that idea. And it's a really interesting and fun and fast-paced comedy, and it features some great stunt work and car crashes. It is notably the last film of stuntman Dar Robinson, who's one of the greats of all time. Unfortunately, I believe he was killed in a stunt for this film, but nonetheless, there's some really great stunts in this. And it's got this cast that I really enjoy. You can see Eddie Deason on the front there, who I love from Midnight Madness. I don't like this film as much as Midnight Madness, but I do enjoy it nonetheless. You see Rich Hall, you have Rick Overton, you have definitely some other notables that you might recognize. It is written by Tim Metcalf, who is one of the co-writers of Revenge of the Nerds, and Rudy DeLuca, who wrote Transylvania 65000, as well as another guy. And it features Tom Bosley, who, of course, from Happy Days was also the prime spokesperson for Glad Bags at this time. And he gets the great part of being the guy who comes into this diner where a bunch of disparate travelers have ended up, and he has like a heart attack, and as he is collapsing and dying, he tells them of this $4 million fortune that is buried in various places, and sort of sets the plot in motion, the It's a Mad, 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 Mad World kind of plot. And so it's fun to see him in this movie. But yeah, it's very much the It's a Mad, 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 Mad World for the 80s. And again, the Cannonball Run with the crazy stunts and things like that. This has an audio commentary by entertainment journalist Brian Reisman, and he does a really great job with his track. Actually, some of the stuff I've talked about here comes out in his track, and he's got it sort of wall to wall. He's just really clicking along, talking about actors and behind the scenes stuff. He talks to, I believe, the stunt coordinator of the film, as not during the commentary, but for research. So he has some stories about that. And so it's a really enjoyable track from him, and it seems like Kino's using him a lot more. So I look forward to his tracks moving forward. But anyway, just wanted to touch on a couple Kino comedies from the 80s that I think are interesting and overlooked, and I just wanted to talk about them for a second with you guys. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.